Why you shouldn't become a SaaS account executive in 2025. To give a context, my name is Kelvin and I've been working as an account executive since 2021. And prior to that, I was actually as an SDR in a company called Datadog. So for those who don't know me, I've been working in the tech industry since 2020 and all the way until today. Now I've been have a tremendous experience from all the way from the SDR and progressed my career to become account executive since 2021, and right now I'm the senior accounts executive in mid-market segment. Now, first questions, what is account executive first? So account executive, or also known as a seller, is a hunter role where your role is required to hunt new businesses and bring revenue to a new company. Depending on the segment, either you are SMB, mid-market or enterprise segment. So the different tier of the account executive across the software industry. Your goal is to prospect new businesses, hunt for new logos, qualify, work demos with your solution engineer, and then subsequently drive the deal into contract negotiation and close the deal and bring revenue to the company. Range of the salary for account executive varies from different segment. For example, in SMB segment, your salary could be between 120k to 160k USD annually. And for mid-market segment, your salary could be between 150k to 200k on an annually basis. And of course, mid-market, you could get a higher tier. You could probably easily between 200 to 350k annually. Now, the tricky part is account executive have a yearly quota that required to hit, and they're required to break it down on the quarterly basis and monthly basis to hit as well. For examples, account executive for enterprise segments, they're required to hit at least 1 to 2 million annual quotas on a yearly basis. And then if you break it down on the quarterly basis, they're required to hit at least 250k quotas on a quarterly basis. And then for mid-market segment, could be required to hit at least 500k annually quota, and SMB will be lesser. And there's a lot of things that you cannot control as account executive, which I'm going to point out in the later video for today's. Now, the best time to become account executive is already over. Let me tell you why. I started my career in account executive since 2021 during the COVID, and probably the best thing actually can achieve in my life. In fact, I make most of the money during the period, and subsequently after that, I can see that the trajectory changes over the times, over the past 3 years. And since then, I can see that a lot of my peers in this account executive space has been moving up from different industries and moving to other roles as well. Now, the first reason is why 2025 is not a good time to become account executive. First thing first. Now, during COVID, businesses are forced to change their business model from brick and mortars of retail model to become fully online presence because of the lockdowns. Employees unable to communicate through face-to-face anymore. People cannot travel, lockdowns everywhere. So most businesses out there are being forced to go online so that they can continue to maintain their roles and also the operations. Back then during COVID, all companies are required to purchase software to make sure that they're able to continue to work on the businesses that require. For example, they require Zoom, they require Slacks to ensure that they're able to communicate with the team online and able to run a video communication with the client as well. On top of that, and there's also incentive provided by the government across different sectors and also different countries to ensure that the purchase of the software will be heavily subsidized and even able to claim back most of it through the program by the government. So back then during the COVID periods between 2020 all the way to 2023, it was the best time for AE to sell software. Every company that actually selling software growing really fast. You can see that all the US stock for tech industry growing at the all-time high levels that they never actually imagines. But subsequently it crashed after for the 2023, and since then it's just a continue maintain at the same levels. And a company that is selling software also hired a lot of account executive during that period, but you can see that since 2023 there's a lot of like a layoff across tech industries and different other industry as well. So they no longer need so many sellers because the business no longer growing as fast as it used to be. Now, there's another factor actually affecting as well why I say that in 2025 is not a good year to become account executive. So we can see from here, during the past 2 years, AI has been growing really fast across different sectors. Everyone know how to use ChatGPT, DeepSeeks, Geminis to do their works, to get things done. And then you can see that companies since also 2023 are being laid off non-stop across different industry. So you can see Microsoft are laying off their employees, Amazon's, and all the big FANGs firms that are available in the space. Now, with that in mind, you can see that the company actually taking a proactive approach to ensure that they maintains lean. At the same time, they don't see the growth has been growing as fast as it used to be. And with the AI that coming in the picture right now, it actually help them to save even more cost. So they can say that generally buying software is no longer needed right now. It's as much as priority to be. They have purchased, this company have purchased all the required software during their periods, and right now they just have to continue to maintain the usage of the software that being purchased. So for any account executive that are just hunting purely on a new business, you're going to suffer because software, the company no longer buying software, they will just maintain using the existing software that they have. On top of that, a lot of companies also wait and see approach because the development of AI is so fast and is so rapidly. Companies are actually taking a step back to monitor the development of AI and how they can actually continue to use it to improve their workforce efficiency and their revenue as well. So they will on hold all the software purchase right now, and are taking more longer time to make a decision. For other AE, they actually currently try to work on a deal that to close. They will realize that the deal is halted and not able to progress anywhere because of these incidents. And companies that actually hire this account executive like myself will probably think that you're not doing a great job because why you're not generating revenue, but then the actual fact is there are a lot of factors affecting your current position right now. And for companies that don't have patience to wait for the deal to be closed, they may actually let the staff go. So indirectly, you will see that there are people actually constantly leaving the workforce in this software industry because of these reasons. If you look on LinkedIn right now, you try to do some research, you realize that average seller or average timeline that the AE work for specific companies is only last between 1 to 2 years, because after that they have to continue to survive by finding a new role or they've been let go. And for those who work in these regions like APAC region, especially in this Southeast Asia region like myself in Singapore, you realize that it's even much more harder for AE to survive in this industry. The reason is because generally all the tech company, oftentimes they are headquartered based in US, they are headquartered based in Europe, and they have a high expectations and also the quota that been set for you. For them, they don't set the quota based on your region that you sit. For example, I sit in Singapore, I'm supposed to set a quota based on the Sing dollars, but then they will set the USD quota for you because it's easier for them just to standardize everything and then to ensure that everyone have the same goal to hit. But reality speaking, the buying powers in US and the buying power in Singapore and other countries like Malaysia and Thailand are much more lower. For example, let's say you're buying a noodles in Singapore, maybe just cost you $5 to $6, you can have your lunch completed. But in US, you buy a noodles, it probably costs you at least 20 USD, and the average wages for companies in US is even much more higher, could be like maybe 2 to 3,000 USD. But let's say the average wages in Malaysia is just like 1 to 2,000 Malaysia dollars. Look at the currency conversion rate. It's like a multiplies of force that required to in order to meet the similar currency rate in USD. But when the management of the company set the same quota across these regions, they are being pushed by the investor number as well. So it's easier for them just to standardize all the quota across different regions so that they are able to meet the number that required by industry. That say, the quota that's set by the management to the AE is not designed for it to be success, but rather is for them to meet the number required by the investor. So don't be surprised that if you still thinking want to become an account executive in this APAC region or in the growing regions that don't have as strong currency as the mature market like US and other part of European country, you know that it's going to be suffers a lot as compared to account executive that work in these regions. Now I hope that this video serves some of the knowledge sharing for you guys who are still thinking to become AE, especially in this year 2025. Now you know that the dark side of the AE right now in this region and how it works and how the management actually set the quota for each AE from us. See you guys in next video. Goodbye.